got 15 of our 27 points. But just more importantly, just like, you know, my career, my 20-year career, I've seen a lot of young guys kind of lose confidence in themselves or lose themselves if they, you know, been in a rotation or started or had big minutes on the team, and then they get taken out of the lineup, you know, because of certain situations or circumstances, whatever the case may be, and they just completely lose themselves, you know. And, you know, for him to be a young guy in this league and just consistently every single day showed up, been a professional, great energy, you know, high character. It showed why he was able to, you know, throw everything to the side and just be him tonight in that moment. And, you know, the game ball definitely goes to him. We don't win without him.
Dave?
LeBron and AD, if I could get both your perspective on the communication between both of you on the defensive sequence where Draymond had the ball late in the game, you guys end up with, you know, getting the ball without the Warriors getting a shot off.
What are you talking about? Which one? When Steph threw it out of bounds? That one?
No, Draymond throws it baseline.
Oh, yeah.
So got the steal.
On the hammer action.
Yeah, they were trying to run a hammer action for Clay. At that point, I think we were switching everything, just us communicating. When I seen, I think it was Wiggs set the hammer action for Clay. Just read it and just taking him out, not even paying attention to the ball. And I just turned around and ball was there. So that's our defensive communication.
Yeah, I think the best thing that happened was that actually what ended up happening is that me and AD was in action. You know, we've been in enough actions where we can communicate to be able to, you know, figure out the.
Except the Minnesota play-in.
I was going to mention that.
I try not to bring it up.
Guys, I'm curious, with the energy that you're expending on the defensive end in this series and in the last series as well, how important has it been for you guys to have, whether it's Austin in Game 1, Lonnie tonight, there's been D'Lo moments, to have these other guys, what kind of trust do you have in them on the offensive end of the ball to kind of allow you guys to, in the fourth quarter, for instance, you know, take on one-on-one assignments with Steph?
Yeah, that's what it's about. And, you know, me and Brian going to do our parts. But it's the other guys that's going to help us win. And like you say, it's Austin, D'Lo, Lonnie tonight, Vando, you know, making shots, playing well defensively. So them are the guys that's going to help us go where we want to go. And, you know, we don't try to put too much pressure on ourselves. We have trust in all our other guys. Like I said, we kept putting the ball in Lonnie's hands, running pick and roll, and let him, you know, make the reads and make the plays. And he played well tonight. But you know, we have a lot of trust in our guys, and you know, trust that they're going to make the right play.
We're going to take three more. We have to get out of here pretty quickly. So, Jovan.
Question for LeBron. We've seen the kind of chess match with you trying to draw Steph into actions, you know, late in games for years now. You did that a lot in the fourth tonight, and they were kind of trying to pre-switch it, but you kind of be deliberate and patient with it. Why did the fourth quarter kind of feel like the time to do that, and why was that so effective for you guys on the stretch?
I mean, just reading the game, you know, just figuring out best ways we can be effective offensively, and you know, we felt like that was an opportunity for us to try to get some good looks. You know, obviously, you know, that was what we went to, and we was able to be successful in a lot of those possessions in the fourth. There's a couple of them, you know, I wish I could have had back. You know, but for the majority of the quarter, we was able to you know, get some good looks. You know, with using either, you know, me handling the ball, with Lonnie setting it, or whoever Steph's man was, you know, or me just setting pick and rolls onto Steph and seeing how they react to that. But, I mean.
The thing that's different about a Verbo vacation home, you always have the whole place to yourself.
Spurs fan. I don't really give a fuck. I'm trying to give these niggas they just do, you know. I want to know what he said about the Spur, Lonnie Walker, who saved their motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? So I started watching this interview earlier when I got to about here. And I was like, man, let me watch this shit on stream. You feel me? Because it's that good. It's that good. Shout out to my boy Dirtbag. Shout out to Trey. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing, bro. We done worked a bunch. even gave me some looks. He always look out, you know what I mean? No matter what. So, you know, I think it's some good content. Let's check it out. Feel me?
They was trying to make music and drop their own version of what we have now, I guess. So
Yeah, everybody's trying to make it. So it was everybody's really trying to hear like, hey, I want to get on a show. And like, nah. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, create my own. I guess one thing I want to say is that like when I got in this, I just wanted to be a manager.
Okay.
You know, I know I started out like I'm a talent buyer, event creator right now. You know, because that's what I am. But when I started out, that's all I want to do is just manage. You know, help them take their careers, their life, and get to a certain point where they're not like have to depend on me. You know, that's a lot of pretty much where life is about, or being an artist.
For sure,
and so on.
yeah.
You have a manager, like get your manager. He helps you with whatever you need, sitting help with. But one day, like you're big enough where you're not gonna sit there and need me, and I can go off into the sun.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I guess at what point did it pique your interest to like not only go from managing artists to being able to curate the showcases where you get to pick and buy the talent essentially?
Like I said, it was so hard for these artists to get on the event. So, like, you know, after I got done with that show at Stomping Grounds with Ginger Thompson, she also worked at a venue called Club 606.
Okay.
So with Club 606, you know, she was able to like, here's a room, here's time, you can just book your show from there, and it was a little different than Stomping Grounds.
Yeah.
Backstory about Club 606 we'll get into is Club 606 is Empire now.
So this is okay. I think I remember when it was then, because I think I went one time. I was on the edge of time, but we snuck into the place and they used to have the house nights, like rap house and all that stuff. So I remember the spot. This was before like it went through the huge change.
Yeah, it's Club 606 and had lipstick. You know,
Yeah.
it's a cool spot. It had a completely different owner. It didn't look anything like it looks today. So it was definitely different.
No damn.
So yeah, we did. It was anytime I wanted to do, and especially in that time, like I was throwing local events or any events I was doing, it was doing well. So they were just happy for somebody to come. They're throwing events, and I think like the community was too. To see somebody
for
else
sure.
in there throwing events and trying, you know, someone that looks like everyone else.
Yeah,
Trying to throw
exactly.
events.
Because looking back, I'm not sure. Like other than, I guess, was there many other groups that were putting together? Yeah, Score More. Then you had AMX too, right? They were doing they were doing like the open mic, I believe, is what they had.
Yeah.
But other than that, not a lot of people that were actually doing like.
There wasn't a lot. You would have people that would come and go, or you know, of course, you have to
Try it out.
promoters that got a bag and they just bring somebody down and then they're gone in a month, which is fine. You know, you have a lot of people that came from like the other cities to sit there and do that and try to create shows. But I was able to sit there and do it here in Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. You know, I even did a show in Chicago.
Oh wow!
So
it's got into at what point did it get to like, okay, like we have a lot of traction going now? Before you start spreading out to other cities, like at what point were you like, oh shit, like we're on to something, like we're steady moving, we're throwing back to back or anything like that? At what point did you feel that was what happening? I guess the moment of realization.
Yeah, you know what? I think there was a point in like 2013. It was like things weren't going. Maybe it was 2012. And it was like, you know, I was doing a lot of events and like things just weren't really going well. So I took some time and like try to realize like, all right, what am I really doing this for? And then I came back and you know just never looked back after that. You know, everything was in a good place. I just started throwing more things that I felt like you know people wanted and I wanted. Instead of just creating everything, like I just took a little bit more time with it. You know, found some artists that you know wanted to come down here and they were hungry, and then you just worked on like the scene here, the artists that wanted to build, or there was any type of you know videos or anything they wanted to sit there and do. I'd help out with that also.
Okay. How did you go about like whenever you were looking for new artists that you wanted to either bring out or invest into the shows? How did you go about picking them for like? Not because obviously you're not curating just for yourself, but like you say, you're curating for the people that attend and the artists.
When it comes to like the artists, how I was doing with local artists, like if you got if we've got some type of connection, like I feel like you need to be put on a platform where other people can see you. Yeah. And if I have some type of platform where it can help you out, yeah, that'd be great. But when it comes to that, it's just like, you know, people that, you know, I just connected with. Like sometimes it takes people a long time to meet me. You know, I'm not necessarily a person to be like, you know, you might be cool, but then I just kind of be doing my own thing. You know? So I would sit there and say like how I still met Ghost. There was this one point where I was managing this artist named Blues out of San Antonio, and Ghost and Goo was his producer. and me and Ghost, to have a real good connection. Me and him got his birthday is a couple days like after mine, so we're both Cancer, so they can kind of click on that. And he's just been a good dude for the whole time. We've done a lot of things together. He's got his music on some TV shows, good production, on a lot of a couple of big name artists out there. He's also Team Sesh. So with him, it's just kind of like his music is dope.
Yeah.
And then I'm real big on loyalty, and then like I'm gonna give you my love if I'm working with you, spending my time. And everything. Yeah. So I can't really sit there and say like I'm out here just looking through like I want to manage you one day. It just kind of just clicks.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Keely was at, and like a lot of these artists that I have like worked with or have touched, at one point in time, they're like, "Hey, can you manage me?" And it's either like, "I can't manage you, but I can help you."
Yeah.
Or
You'll still try to do something to help them out.
and I still do that because right now the only person that I'm managing is Ghost and Cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, and people ask me today, and it's like, I can't necessarily manage you, but send me your music, send me your stuff, and like
We'll find
I'll help
something.
you. But it doesn't. I still get stuff about, hey, I need you to manage me like all the time.
Yeah.
But when it really comes down to it, not a lot of them really came to me with like a product. They've been like, hey,
They just expect you to kind of flip everything for them.
Not say flip everything with you. Just like if you're trying to do something, you need to have a presentation.
Yeah.
Like, if you want something, like what are you presenting? You can't just come to me and be like, I want to make $100,000. What's your plan to make $100,000?
The business plan or something.
There's got to be something. Or like tell me something to get
Yeah.
that.
No, and I get that. And that makes sense because, it's like you said, it's a huge role being a manager and taking care of somebody's craft. But the other half of it has to be the artist to have something to present and play the other part.
It's a lot more than, especially in hip hop and rap music. They've made it these days where it's more about what you're bringing to the table than what you sound like or how your music is.
Yeah.
Like you can have like, if you got an undeniable song, okay, all right, somebody's gonna sit there and catch that and pick it up.
Yeah.
But how often does that happen these days? Like they want you to be like, well, you need to have $100,000 followers on IG, $100,000 followers on this, and then we'll look at it.
Yeah, but at that point, it's like you're already like you're looking for easy game at that point.
I mean, that's what the labels are looking for.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be smart.
No, yeah.
They're not out here be like, oh, he's smart, let's
They're
bring
trying
him
to run
in. They're gonna
game
be like, no, they that's how they're making money.
Yeah.
That's how the whole business works. They're gonna sit there and take it like, yeah, you might have 100,000 followers, this and this, but what if you don't know anything to do with it?
Yeah.
What if you don't know how to copyright anything? What if you don't know how to put your music where it needs to be? Like, they're just like, there's so many artists out here that just want to make music.
Yeah.
If they didn't, they wouldn't even need a manager. Because it's necessarily not that hard till you get to the point where it's like, all right, I've got all these bookings, all this and this. Like, I need somebody to manage my life.
It's like the business side of it more so.
Yeah, and everybody needs to learn that. Like, learn your craft, whatever you're doing. Like, you gotta learn the aspects of it. Like, it's just.
Yeah, if only they were that easy. Yeah, because I feel like similarly in a way, like once like with the podcast, for example, like I've always like thought the same. Like I wish I could just sit down and record everybody, but then like when you get reach a point where it's like, okay, now you start getting some traction, and then you start getting some money involved. You get the marketing and reaching out outside of Austin. It's like it gets into a whole other scheme that like you can't just do it by yourself. You have to have some knowledge of what to do right and not get screwed over. But it takes a team at that point. I feel like.
Yeah, when you get to that point, you'll know when you get to that point.
Yeah.
But I just feel like when you're starting out, like, yeah, okay, there's a bunch of shortcuts you can sit there and take, but still learn about your craft.
Yeah.
Learn as much about it as you can. Learn everything about it. You know, that's what life's about. Just try to learn as much as you can.
And everything that you get into. Do you feel like at this point, I know you say you're only managing one person right now. Is it hard to balance the two between the event curating and managing?
Not now.
Has it ever gotten to the point where it was?
In the beginning, it is because like you want to make your artist happy.
Yeah.
And at that point, like in the beginning, sitting there for them to hone their craft, getting better, perform as much as they sit there and can, is important.
Yeah.
The voice, what it sit there and sounds like in front of people. This and this. Like, what are you gonna do on stage?
Like you're trying
that.
to perfect it.
Yeah. So it was important. So now it's just like. It's just walking the park. It's like anything else. Like once you have repetition or something, like you're gonna get it. Practice over and over again.
Second nature.
Yeah, it's gonna be second nature. So it's not difficult now.
That's
it's just more of like the want. So I want to sit there and like manage more artists, and like it just needs to be more onto the table. That's why I prefer like I manage Ghost. We've been in this relationship for a minute now. I will help.
Yeah. You kind of know how to maneuver and just what
Yeah.
the right decisions to make in the
I've-
situation.
right. I've been, like I said, I've been doing this since 2011, and there was a point where I had to sit there and figure it out myself.
Yeah.
You know, as a manager, event curator, whatever. So I had to sit there and have to have good connection, had to find them and treat people well, and show and tell.
Yeah.
When, for example, like when Empire first came down here, like they just didn't let me throw shows there just because I had to throw shows and show that I was good.
Prove
at what I was
yourself,
doing.
essentially.
Yeah. I had to do it. Like there's a
So
few shows.
even though you were already doing shows previously before the change, you still had to like go
Yeah,
back and
prove myself
reintroduce
again.
yourself.
Yeah.
But I guess at this point, it just shows more so why you have the relationship that you do with Empire at that point. How has it grown since that transition
Oh, it's
happened?
been great.
Yeah.
Like, it's been great. Like, anything I stand like to do there, they'll listen to me.
Yeah.
We have meetings. We've had meetings on how we can sit there and make like the hip hop community sit there and better.
That's awesome.
What they can sit there and do better there at Empire, the other venues that they have around town.
So they take the feedback too, like that
Yeah.
you. Oh, that's great. That's I feel like that's something that most people don't know or don't expect from the venues, because nowadays, like it was a time where like they felt like the venue scene just didn't appreciate hip hop or didn't want that crowd at all. So
Yeah, I hear that. And I also feel like, those are some things that just the people around at that point just
Yeah.
gave the venues a bad rap. I'm not saying everybody, but, sometimes at those points, they're just like, hip hop's not bringing us money. And there wasn't anybody proving them to, like, this is not as bad as y'all think it is. Every time somebody did, it was like some bad stuff happened. There was a fight, maybe.
There's a poorly
somebody
ran.
getting stabbed, might be somebody getting shot. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff is poorly ran.
yeah.
Definitely. People, you just did it to do it. And I was doing it like when I do an event, like I have love in it.
Yeah.
I care about it.
It's each one is like as if you're doing it for the first time again. I would imagine.
A lot of them are for sure. Definitely it's like, I'm not going to say every event's like doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Because some are easier than others. Like have an event on April 7th with Hella Yella and DJ Sion, who were there and doing the Drake versus 21
Yeah,
Savage.
I've seen that.
And like the free events, pretty easy.
Yeah.
You
don't have to get too invested in them.
No, you just go out there and you have a good time, and like people show up, cool. People don't show up, cool. But
Yeah.
usually they show up, but it's definitely a good time. Look
That's
at this
good.
one. We did the last one probably 2 years ago, and we had like a line around the door.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's good for those little appreciation nights like that. They don't all hit, but Drake usually hits.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen essentially, especially as much as you do it. Like I would imagine that not every single one is gonna be a big event, but that you're still gonna have a good turnout regardless.
Yeah, sometimes it's never like horrible. I always have a good time. But,
Yeah.
there's some appreciation nights that I was sitting there doing, because we're probably doing appreciation nights. Well, with me, probably like 6 to 8 months straight, and some were good, and just some weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a Mac Miller night that was good.
Do you have and I guess, in all the events that you've had, do you have I guess more? Which one would you say was your most memorable or more favorite event that you've been able to put together, if there is one?
I know the show I did in Chicago with Young Pinch was pretty memorable, because it was my first time going to Chicago. So I was actually dealing with speaker boxes, and Berto is his name. So he's like, yo, I've seen you got Young Pinch in Austin. I'd like to bring him to Chicago. We'll do a 50-50 split on everything. So it's cool. So going there and seeing how the scene was kind of like re-energized me when I came out here, because those kids stay out. Oh, they're there at the door at 6 p.m. in snow.
Oh damn! Like
Waiting, line, waiting to get in to see this artist.
That's definitely dedication, and I'm sure that'll broaden your horizon as far as the perspective goes.
Yeah, because I've never seen anything like that. It was just like different, and they're in there jumping around, just super excited. Just after being in the cold for like 2 hours, I was.
Oh
like,
hell yeah, they're ready to get warmed up and just go crazy, huh?
Yeah, so that was crazy. And then like I would sit there and say like some of the shows I've done here in like Austin with like different artists out of town. Like doing shows with Felly was really memorable.
Oh yeah,
because
that's right.
we had like a real relationship.
I remember that.
Yeah. So like the first show we sit there and did, like it went crazy and nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just like, who's Felly and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But there's a line around there, and it just it was a great time. So I would sit there and say that's definitely one of my memorable shows. Cause I met some great friends, dealing with Felly, like Jake Stanley, like we talk all the time. Dakota, we talk all the time. So it's like, it's like when I was doing stuff with them, it just felt like family. So it felt
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, to
so-
be able to sit there and get an artist and have a real relationship with.
Yeah, and just build along the way.
Yeah, and just be appreciative of
Uh-huh.
everything back and forth. It's like it's different.
Yeah.
Because that was like one of the reasons why I got in this. I just want to just deal with people, just deal with them. Like that's the reason why me and Doughman are so tight.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because when we first got in this, it was like creating events for him, like bring down to Austin. We did.
Because when y'all started off, it was kind of around the same time y'all both started off, huh?
Kind of a little bit, yeah. Because I started off 2011. I think we first met in like maybe 2014, something like that. And I did his first. I think it was his first tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had did Austin, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio.
Oh wow.
I think it was Stay Down tour.
Yeah. Oh, okay. More
Yeah,
from way
I
down.
think that
So
was that
throwback.
Yeah, it was a throwback. So it's like me and him got a real good relationship.
Yeah, he's
real
good people for sure. Every time I've been able to do the same, and meet him when I had him for the first interview, and then just ever since it's just been cool. Every time I see him, I run into him. He's
really
always
good.
like having a whole conversation with me, and just no matter what's going on. So
Yeah,
I understand.
I like to talk. for sure.
Yeah, and it's good people. And that's what makes it a lot easier to maneuver whenever you have these good interactions with good people. And I definitely understand how the positive people, positive outcomes, because it makes sense. The brand is you and how you live.
Yeah.
I guess to say that is one of the most obviously interesting that everybody, like I said, everybody points out that you don't like being seen. You don't like people really seeing you out there because your brand is known. At this point, everybody knows Dirtbag and knows what you do. What kind of influenced you to want to keep it like that, to where you kind of just stay behind the scenes and really you keep yourself from being shown the same way that everybody, like you would think anybody else that has as much popularity as you do will be everywhere, showing their face and just wanting the attention and whatnot. What influenced that for you?
I mean, I still get a little bit of anxiety even when I sit there and create shows. Like
Yeah.
Being around a lot of people and just like I need to know where my exits are and everything like that.
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
it out. So it has a little bit to sit there and do with that. I just try to sit there and just keep doing what I sit there and can with that. But I know I always wanted to make sure my artists were first. I never really wanted to be like, oh, I'm doing
Make it
this
about
and this.
yourself.
Yeah, of course, everyone's going to get like their own opinions about that. But there was a certain point, when people started dwindling off or maybe they didn't believe,
Yeah.
I still had that fire to, make Dirtbag Life something. So
Yeah.
I just kept on like creating events. Ghost has always been there. He stayed there. But, as a point, there's probably like, almost 10 of us.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to get everybody to believe, especially when things happen. People get girls,
Yeah.
somebody gets pregnant. Or
Not everybody
I
has
got
the
bills
same-
to pay. Like, today it's a little easier to maybe get on if you got like a hit song or whatever, but it's still not. That path isn't for everyone. It doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah.
So some people got to take a little longer route and maybe not going to believe in that.
And just trust the process, really.
Yeah, and they're just gonna do something else. Yeah, man. Yeah, trust the process. You gotta put in your time. You gotta learn. Sometimes you gotta do other things to get by if you have to.
Yeah. No, I get it.
If you gotta work. You still want to be an artist? Like be an artist and work.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. It's not lame to sit there and go work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't sit there.
It's
I
so
know,
strange,
yeah.
like the depths that people go just explaining how having a job is not like not it, or it's like how it's a normal thing anybody does, So
Yeah, if you need to make money, go make money. Like yeah. I mean, I understand you're a rapper and you're hot and all this. I get it, but hey, man, like them bills gonna keep coming.
you still have to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't judge anything.
Yeah.
I don't look down on anybody for anything they sit there and do. Like you're a person, you go through your life the way you want to go through. You're gonna figure it out. But yeah, go work, man.
Just put in the work and do the work. Have you ever ran into a situation like, as long as you've been doing it now, throwing events and putting stuff together, have you ever like ran into a situation in which like because how like the music scene constantly changes every so often, like we were talking earlier, like right now it's in a weird space where it's kind of like on the repetitive loop where you kind of hear the same thing over and over.
Right.
Have you ever had anything like that where you noticed that affected the events that you were throwing, where you kind of had to like re-strategize the way you were doing things?
I think there's a point where I maybe been doing too many.
Yeah.
I was throwing an event, just throwing an event. Just,
back to back.
Yeah, just putting a name on it. You know, just putting people on because they want to perform. I think that had affected it for sure. And of course, you know, like when COVID came in.
Oh
that
yeah, that changed
everything. Yeah, it changed everything. Because if you look at stuff before COVID and now, it's like it's completely different. Like, I mean, artists are just now like you're starting to see a little bit more and more tours.
Yeah.
But if you look at the last 2 years, besides the
slow
big
roll.
artists, these guys weren't performing. And if they were, they wanted so much. Like their rates probably like tripled.
Sheesh. So it definitely makes it a lot harder on the whole industry to just even do some booking or whatever.
That's why you see, you know, a lot of way more jam bands and, you know, the music like that coming down here to Austin because, you know, the hip hop world, like a lot of them just like, nah, bro, I can make that home.
Yeah.
Which I get it. You know, it's
sense.
like, nah, you know, I'm getting all this for this and this. Like, and be a young boy. When the last time you seen him tour? You know, I don't think you
all the
ever
videos
seen
are him
tour.
at home.
So it's a lot of people look at that. These artists will look at that even and be like, if it works for him, why can't it work for me?
Yeah.
And it's just not. That's just not how it is.
Yeah, no, it loses. Like I said, it loses the originality because everybody's trying to look at the next person, seeing, like you said, if it's working for them, that they think it's gonna work for them too. But at the end of the day, like everybody has their own path. Everybody should have their own recipe.
Right.
You know, to be able to.
They say comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah,
I agree 100%. Yeah, so that's one of the biggest things that I for sure have noticed in the last few years. Like we were talking about too, like South by, like even this year, considering that it was probably the first time it was full-fledged back, it still felt like it was a weird South by, like how we say, like a transitional South by, going from like before COVID to COVID and then trying to bring it back. But
yeah, hopefully, I thought this was gonna be a year that I was like, okay, it's gonna be good this year, but I guess South by it's only been 2 years. So maybe next year it'll be super good, but it all depends on what we're looking at. They could change the whole thing robotic in front of our eyes if they wanted to, you know. So I mean, there's no telling what it's gonna look like.
No, considering that you go and you're pretty close to the underground scene and the scene here in Austin, relatively. Do you have any favorite picks at the moment that, like, honorable mentions that you would like to shout out that you are really keeping an eye on or just working with closely?
No, I don't want to then do the name things, but like the people who know that, like I'm in there, they know.
They're the ones that you're actually working with. And stuff like
they
that.
know. They know that I support them, you know, because I'm retweeting their stuff.
Yeah,
liking their stuff. You know, if you got good music, if I don't know you, I'm gonna retweet it. Like,
That's a fact.
When it comes down to like honorable favorite mentions, like, you know, there's too many to name, and people get salty because I ain't name.
I get it. I guess somebody of your stature I understand that for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of when it comes like to being a musician, like there's a lot of, you know, we've got great artists. In Austin, you know, it's just maybe a lot of the other stuff that keeps them like on their business side that keeps them from growing when they need to. Like, better connections, not being scared to open your mouth. You know, network a little bit better. Like some of the stuff takes a little money. You know. That's just it all depends on what you want, how far you want to go with it. Yeah, but I know there's a lot of artists out there that's doing great.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot that I like, you know, like I like Tita a lot, like I like Chiquita B a lot, like I like Jedi a lot, like I can go on down. I like Teddy a lot, like we can just keep going on down the list.
And like you said, these are all people that like we followed each other for some time now that I always see like not only just them but like plenty of artists that you just or people in general that you fuck with that.
I talk to AJ Bray like every day. Like, I talk to like Jedi like every day. Like I said, I talk to Doe Man almost every day. You know, so you gotta get music, and if I can help you some way, I'd love to help. You know, I definitely would. Like that's what I got into like the music industry for that. Like, you know, positive people, positive outcomes for sure. But like I was always about like helping. Like my great grandma was big on helping. Like, you know, my younger brother, he's big on helping. He does pretty much all of my designs.
Okay.
He do all that.
So it's all in house and all taken care of. That makes sense.
Yeah. He's got his own brand for his son.
Oh,
also
really?
Called Parker.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and that's here in Austin?
He's based in Houston.
Oh, okay. Out in Houston?
Yeah.
Nice.
He came down here maybe like 2 weeks ago, and they set up over at Gibbons Park where they had stuff for I think it was maybe kids 2 to 12 or whatever. They're like inventions that they had. So it was cool. So my nephew is out there like selling his clothing. clothing
Yeah,
line.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
dope.
it's very inspiring, for my brother to sit there and be like, "This is how I run a business."
Yeah,
So he started him at a young age. He just
put that
breaking
mindset on
yeah.
them. That's
Yeah,
dope. Is there? I know how you were just saying that. If you rock with somebody, if you feel, the energy that they come with, you're more than open to helping them out. Is there a preferred way that you would enjoy it? Because I would imagine that artists would feel like kind of intimidated or even nervous about approaching people like yourself to ask for anything or even some sort of advice. What would you suggest would be the best way that anybody approaches you?
If you just come to me correct. If necessary, if you see me out, which is rare. So I get that if you're not going to see me out that much. But if you email me, you can even like DM me and just come in correct. 'Cause some people, they'll send you a message on Twitter DM and just be crazy.
Yeah,
It's just like I've never had anyone be like, hey, like, well, excuse me, I have. But it's very rare somebody's like, hey, I'd like to sit down with you and go over some things. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'd like to talk to you. Like, how's your day? What's going on? Like, do you have 5 minutes of your time? That's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
people would love to ask people like, hey, blah, 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 do this. But no one goes first and like, hey, do you have 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Are you busy today to listen to me? And that's easy.
Yeah, it's not
Sometimes
as
be
common
like,
as
yeah.
you would think. And that's funny because I've even had somebody like on the podcast page where, because every so often I have a lot of artists that approach and try to get talk for an interview, but every few of them are just have the randomest approach. I had one dude who wrote, and I think I was at work, so I didn't respond. This dude FaceTimed me on the IG. I was like, bro, don't ever do that. Don't ever call me. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, there's better ways to approach the situation because that is not going to make me want to sit down with you the way you're just calling me at random,
Yeah, there's definitely better ways to do things. And I don't know. I've just known that. And not everybody's been raised like, me or you. So some people think it's okay because they don't know any better. So, I don't know, maybe the old me has been like, bro, like, do better. But these days, I at least try to, like, hey, I understand, but you can't approach me like this.
Yeah.
And if you're still ignorant about it, then it's like, bro, go away.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, because, like, I'm not trying to disrespect you by saying, like, how I want to be talked to. When you go to a woman, you talk to her crazy, and she's either like, leave me alone, or she'll be like, I love you if you talk to me like this.
And the respectful, man. It's all about respect at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's about that too. Like, just come to me respectfully. We all have time. We all can be doing whatever we want with our time. So, in the beginning, I'd answer every email, every text. And, And still to this day, I'm still gonna sit and look at it. I'm not gonna answer anything like crazy. Like if there's a show that I have on a certain day, and if it's already up, and you're asking me like, "Hey, bro, I'm the greatest artist in whatever, put me on a show," like, I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, now that's just, what's the point of this?
Because like I've been here all this time, I've never heard from you.
Yeah,
so,
now that you're seeing the flyer,
and you want to get on it. That's just not how like anything works.
That's,
or maybe it is with them. That's why they keep doing it.
Yeah, no, there's certain approaches that should not be allowed in all situations. I would hope, but
then after you sit there and tell them no, like, I'll be like, I can't right now, because come to the show, come talk to me. You never hear from them again. Because that's all they want is that opportunity. They don't really want to sit there and do what it takes to sit there and get them to be a real artist.
They want to hand out.
Yeah, they want to perform for whatever. I get it, being on stage in front of people is just it's an empowering feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely get it. I see why people want to sit there and do it all the time. But I definitely appreciate and respect the people like, this is what I want to do. This is not a hobby. This is what I want to do. Like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's like seeing a basketball player. Like, bro, like, I'm not the greatest at this, but I'm out here sitting there trying every single day so I can get better, so I can.
Yeah, like, you see that effort and you see the dedication that comes with that. So it definitely makes you want to actually work with them.
Right. Everybody needs help in some way, some form. I used to be big adamant, like, I could live in this world and do it all by myself. But it's not true. It's not the way to live. Like, everybody needs people. Like, the greatest like goal as a human being is another human person connection. It's another human connection. It's not what kind of car you drive, not how big your house is, none of that. It's like connecting with another person. That's like the greatest gift you can be with another person is that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something. I guess also COVID affected that. People didn't know how to, or we weren't allowed to go out and communicate.
Social media has been the worst thing when it comes to that.
Blinding.
Like, I was a big fan of Net Zero. We're at the point where they did a thing where like is it you gonna pay for internet or not? Like I voted for that because
Yeah.
I just think if like not everybody had access to the internet, I don't know, the world might be a better place.
They'd be forced to interact and have to deal with real life
people who want to
situations.
deal with the internet, I understand. They'd be like, oh, it's only for rich people, blah blah blah. But some of the people got internet right now should not have it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a whole other. I don't want to open to that because that is a whole other dilemma that I don't even want to deal with. But man, is there? I guess for any up and coming people that are trying to like get into event curating or anything, is there any advice you would give out to them that maybe you wish somebody would give to you when you first got into it?
I would sit there and say advice I give after doing this for how long I've been doing it is, just have a love for it.
Yeah.
Like, don't stop it. Don't stop curating. Like if you got something that you think is working, you're gonna hear a lot of no's. But you're gonna get a yes, and if there's not a yes, just keep knocking down doors. Like I heard a lot of no's. Like, I've created shows in the smoke shop. Like I created shows in like a dance hall, and like did South by Southwest shows out there, like far out. Like if I had an opportunity to do something, I just did it. I'd figure it out.
Yeah.
A lot of people these days just be like, it's hard, or I don't know how to do it.
Stop.
Like there's one point in life where nobody knew how to do anything. But us as human beings, and being resilient, we just figured it out.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's you gotta just want to do it. You
Yeah.
just gotta. Like, it doesn't matter. There's something even today. It's like if I gotta put something together, I'm just like But you know what? I've also told my mind, it's like do almost everything you don't want to do.
Yeah. Just force yourself into it.
Yeah. If you don't want to do it, even though you know you need to do it, you just gotta do it. It's just
Yeah.
gonna make life a little easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Have some.
You can have that mindset. It's like I can do this. I can do this. Not like I can't do it, because you can. Yeah, he can do anything.
Yeah, because even if it doesn't work out the first time, trial and error, like you're gonna learn as you go.
You gotta have trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody in the world that's ever tried something and didn't fail.
Yeah.
Like nobody, everybody's failed at something.
I get it. And then, well, there y'all have it. So before we wrap things up, would you like to kick off the positive note? Or would you like me to do it?
You can kick it off.
Yeah. So I guess for my positive note today, I guess just based on everything I've been going through lately and just stories like, I guess I'm here to say today, as we mentioned earlier, always trust the process. You can apply that to literally anything in life, whether it be your fitness goals, your relationship goals, you want to buy a house, you have small, big goals, whatever it is, make a plan and then stick to it and just trust the process, because it's going to suck. It's going to suck, as he was just saying right now. Throwing in at the show the first time is going to be hard because you don't really necessarily know what you're doing, but you're going to learn as you go. If you make a plan and follow through with it, you will be surprised. And once you see the results, you'll be like, oh, shit, like, I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it, So I want to let y'all know, trust the process. You never know where you're going to end up. So, yeah. What do you got for the...
Well, on a positive note, I just want to know health is wealth. Like positive people, positive only, like good news only, all that believe in. Like work harder than your situation. Like, tomorrow it's going to be better than yesterday. You just got to keep going. Just keep your head up. Everything's going to be good.
Yep, I love it. Well, Dirtbag, I appreciate you sitting down with me today.
I appreciate you.
I can't wait to let everybody catch all these jams that you have and give people a little insight as to who you are. I'm Mario from the South Side. I don't know, it's perfect, and I'm with
Dirtbag.
And we're out.
Yeah, that was hard. That was so fucking dope. Shout out to my boy Dirtbag, man. That was hard. It's good info. Good game. You know what I'm saying? Very good game. Gotta have a plan, man. Gotta have a plan. Gotta have a plan. Yeah, yeah. fat ass battle cat track, yeah. On that motherfucker. On that motherfucker. Yeah. Shit like that, you hear me?
Meet Grammarly Go, your go-to solution for getting quality work done quickly.
I believe a lot of these A&Rs are slave catchers to me. A lot of them in the rap game. And
there's some black people in some of these labels, and it's
that
like
part.
You selling your people to slavery. Like, you know it's going to the master.
DIY. And now we're back with content that could possibly get this channel taken away again. Whenever we get to talking about this independent talk, there's certain powers that be, I think, that get a little bit angry when we do this. And not because we're talking about things from our own opinion, but when you use people who are of that industry, have found success in that industry, who are rooted in that industry, who say it for you, there's nothing more effective I could tell you from my damn self. I'm just reacting, don't mind me. Terrace Martin, legendary. Musician, producer, artist. Many of you probably know him more so from his work that he's done with Kendrick Lamar on To Pimp a Butterfly. But he said something. It talks about why he believes that modern day A&Rs are slave catchers.
I believe a lot of these A&Rs are slave catchers to me. And now a lot of them in the rap game, and I firmly say that. I say that proudly.
Yeah.
I'll tell them that. They know I know that. They know who I am. And it's all love. The only rappers I work with are the ones I truly love and really understand good, fair business. And good, fair business is whatever we agree upon. Once you disrespect that, you can't call me your friend. You can't call me your true business associate. At that point, you got to call me your enemy.
Right, because you're doing me dirty.
Yeah, so that's I'd rather just stay with my folks or work with people that get that, you know.
You're doing my kids dirty.
You doing my kids
Not
dirty.
even me. You know what I mean? It's deeper than that.
And that's the thing, man. We go out, people call us to do these records. You know, we save these motherfuckers, man. We save them.
Let's unpack.
A&Rs are slave catchers to me.
Slavery times, in which he's alluding to, these slave catchers who didn't always have to be someone who looked the opposite of the slave that they're hunting, could very well be from the same culture, could very well look just exactly like the person that they're hunting, would be assigned to go find people to put in this slavery system. He's calling the A&Rs out for playing that role in which they bring in or they hunt down vulnerable artists who they know are in situations where they need the finances. They know they're in situations where they don't know any better about business, and they go and they actively and purposely hunt out independent artists, independent producers, and many times DIYers.
And it's all love. The only rappers I work with are the ones I truly love and really understand good, fair business.
The rappers I work with are the ones that only truly understand good and fair business. And we're going to have a conversation about what that actually means before we actually work with one another. Because we can be friends who have completely different ethics. We can even have some of the same morals, but completely different ethics when it comes to business. You may feel like friendships are not to be involved in business. And that may be your approach. I may feel like, no, my success has come from operating in which I could say that I genuinely love and trust the people that I do business with.
And good, fair business is whatever we agree upon. Once you disrespect that, you can't call me your friend. You can't call me your true business associate. At that point, you got to call me your enemy.
Is he wrong? Some people may think he's extreme for calling these people enemies, but if you come into this situation, I know business is business, and I know that term even means something to everybody a little bit different. But if we are doing business, and I love and respect you, and we are agreeing upon fair business, why would you ever want to see me in a situation? Like, I understand wanting to get more out of the pie. Why would you want to put me in a place in which I am so disadvantaged that I am in debt because of this deal we done with each other? How can anyone look at that and say it's just business? How could that person sleep at night? And maybe this is the reason why I'm not that great at business, but I cannot look myself in the mirror knowing that I have strategically manipulated people into giving me everything just because I knew better than them. And if that means there's a ceiling on the amount of money that I can make as a DIYer, well, shit, I'll take that. I can live with that decision because it means that I'm going to be operating only in business in which I trust the other party. And if the trust is broken, we were going to find that out anyways. It's funny how we want to separate friendship and we want to separate all this terminology. It's just business. It's just business. But yet businesses hang their hat within their mission statements on being trustworthy. Hello. On being those who do fair business. But when business is involved, no, you got to get that emotion shit up out of here. Anytime human beings are involved, emotions are going to be involved. Nothing is devoid of emotions except for robots. And they even trying to fix that with this AI.
Right, because you're doing me dirty.
Yeah, so that's I'd rather just stay with my folks or work with people that get that, you know.
You doing my kids dirty.
That right there. Shout out to Robert Glasper. Not only you doing me dirty, you doing my kids dirty. How can I have you in my household, businessman? How can I have you in my household, businessman? You willing to take more out of a pie for what I could provide for them? What if something happened to me? I wish you guys the best. I put a little bit in your GoFundMe. These people don't give a shit. Not just industry. These people in general who demand so much of you, demand so much sacrifice of you, DIYer, are not willing to put in the same amount of time that you're willing to put in for yourself. This is why, for me, the answer is a hell no until you make it a yes. But it starts at a hell no because I believe in what I'm building and I pray that you believe in what you are building, even if it doesn't look that impressive to you or anybody else. I hope that you believe that this thing that you're building is worth your time. It's worth sacrificing. It's worth saying no to these opportunities that 90% of people around you would say yes to. And if you do say yes, I'm not going to judge you as being any less. But just recognize that no matter what you do for other people in the name of expanding, you got to always come back to build what you started. To double down on this, there's a portion of this interview here with LaRussell that talks on this same topic.
Know your worth, man. Like, know what we doing. We've been telling people for 11 years since we got on this show, what we have is art. And you can look at Christie's and Sotheby's. People be selling shit for $25 million, feeding their families $30 million, $40 million. And we sitting here and we just giving our art away. Like, just giving it away. Like, your notebooks, your rhyme, it is all one
Beyond
of ones.
The art
Come on.
aspect, like, it's your life. You selling your and that's what makes this shit fucked up, because it's some black people in some of these labels, and it's
That
like
part.
you selling your people to slavery. Like, you know it's going to the master.
If you copy from one source, it's considered plagiarism. When you copy from two sources or more than two sources, it's considered research. In this scenario, I just had two artists say the same terminology, but we're seeing an overlappage in the terminology. And I know that's not by mistake.
You know, and you still trying to bring a nigga here and have him sign that deal.
And those be the
that
worst
shit
ones.
crazy. The worst ones.
The worst
but
ones.
You got to remember, they got bosses and they in jeopardy of losing that. And that's the difference. They willing to sell their own people back into slavery for what? For a salary.
For a
it's
job.
not cool. It's not good. They will really put them deals in front of you and they know it's bad. Tell you how innovative you are, how creative, how amazing you are, and then slide that shit to you. They don't even call you and tell you that. They gonna slide it to you upside down because they know. They know they playing with you.
You'll have people along your journey, I've seen it firsthand, that will tell you anything your artistic heart wants to hear. They'll tell you anything your producer heart wants to hear. They'll tell you what you've always wanted to hear that industry say about your music. And you'll feel like, yeah, I feel the same exact way. But the folks who are selling you on that also are trying to sell you on something. You gather what I'm getting at? They feel like they have to sell you on it because they're selling you something. Your exchange of energy, of work, of your time could never add up to what they're going to make up on the other end to profit off of that said work that you did. And there are people that are strategically sent to you who talk like you, who might have even been a producer before one time in their lifetime, who might have been an artist before in their lifetime. And they know exactly, hey boss, I know what to say to him. I know where he's at right now. I remember being 19 and wanting to make music. I got this. I'll get him to sign the deal. No matter how much it is not to the advantage of the artist, no matter how lopsided of a deal it is, no matter how much they pose it as a partnership and it's not a partnership, there are people who are willing to do that because they got to make a living too. That's their excuse. It's just unfortunate how many of those folks end up looking like us. I say us, even though all of us are from different creeds, different sexes, different races, because it happens all across the board. It happens to bands. It happens to artists. It happens to rappers. It happens to producers. It happens to whatever you are. That system is not set up for you to win. Not until the people that have set up the system, have won so much, you know what? I think you're worthy of getting more of the pie of the work that you've done. Or until these folks decide they want to go independent.
Can't do it no
more. And they do it with a smile. How you smile at a nigga that you know you finna star, you finna fuck up his life, fuck up his family's life. That's crazy. Crazy energy.
I try my best not to look like I'm pushing a propaganda of anything on this channel. I try to be unbiased. But what cannot be ignored is the fact that there are people from this industry that are continuously saying the same thing over and over again. Now, some of them may have the intent to tell you that to push you away from the industry so that they can have more of the pie of what they're doing and they can keep your ass out. But I think that's a scarcity mindset. And I don't think that these folks, I don't think that's the goal. I think they already have their opportunities where they're going to make their bread for being who they are. I truly feel like they're trying to tell you what they wish somebody would have told them before they got too deep, too far in. And I hope to share this with you, not to stop you from pursuing that said industry, but to make sure that you walk in there fully aware. Look, I know where I'm at. I'm in the belly of the beast right now. I'm in the lion's den. People who walk in these rooms and get these contracts rarely leave out feeling like they won something and actually winning something too. Some of them may feel like they won something, but this room is not set up for the creative to win. This room is set up for the person that is the most business savvy to win and profit. And understanding that, I would hope that seeing these clips would serve as reminders of why the answer should be a definitive hell no until these people make you say hell yes. Not a yeah, that money would be good. Yeah, no. If that shit's not a hell yes, that shit's a hell no. And make them make it a hell yes. That's their job. Just some thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say about it. DIY. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.
That's horrible. Damn, where did it go? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oi. Oi. Oi, mate. Oi. Motherfucker. Shit. Come on with this shit, man.
That's pretty common in Chicago, you know, especially in the internet era. Now when you look back, it seems pretty common in Chicago for people to have multiple bodies.
I mean, that's why we always be laughing, Mikkel, because in Chicago, I mean, money always rule anywhere you at, don't get it fucked up. But in Chicago with our shorties, the most popular nigga is the nigga with the most bodies. Like me, when I was going through when I was their age and younger, it was a thing to have a graveyard under your belt. You feel me? Like a real graveyard, no, folks known to do that to people. You see what I'm saying? It won't be no secrets, like everybody know, but Chicago ain't a rat-ass town. I mean, since the New Year's and coming this and that, and a lot of shit done changed, it's different. It's ratted out now. But I'm 43, when I was in my early 20s and all that shit, fuck no. It's almost like you ain't even have to worry about nobody telling on you. It's like that. The feds only gonna get so much for you to really protect you and this and that, then they gotta go off and do something else in life. They're not about to really, you know, they gonna let like 6ix9ine, like people think like, why they wasn't there? Why they didn't protect him? You think 6ix9ine could afford to have federal agents follow him 24 hours? Or y'all think he that important? He's not a politician. He don't pose no threat to the common wealth of the human being, so fuck him. You a rat ass nigga, they throw your ass out and they let the world know you a rat. They don't give a fuck. But back in our day, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't, you know, like selling drugs or doing anything. We didn't even, I didn't ever even think like, oh, nigga about to tell on me. Even though doing my murder, only reason why I really got charged for the murder, because he could have got self-defense right out the gate. I had what is it called, witness? Like a witness that wasn't there, but said they overheard something in the projects that it was just like this, a circumstantial witness. This is why I had to fight 2 years for my life for my double murder. Because of what a BD nigga that was jealous that we was in competition in the work in the building. We were shorties, we were selling rocks. But I used to clean up, it was over with. He couldn't serve until everything was going on my flow. You see what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? They came and told me, because of course I had a lawyer named Tommy Brewer, that's a chief judge now that was an ex-FBI agent and all. He was superly in there. So he was telling me like, yeah, this guy that's coming on you, and this is why they met him at Evergreen Plaza. Anybody from Chicago know, like, damn, that's, say not no feds, there was regular Chicago DAS, homicide police, just met him at Evergreen at this place called The Lark where Kanye Friend used to work, GLC. That's how everybody know GLC, because he worked at The Lark where they sold the Pellies and all that shit at. They met him up there and brought him a Pelly to sign a statement saying that he overheard me downstairs on the second floor, and he was on the third floor, heard me say, yeah, them niggas just robbed me, I'm about to kill their ass. And that's why I had to fight. I fought my case for 2 years. But I could have bonded out and everything. My bond was an imp. They could have put up 100,000. My attorney advised my people not to bond me out because it was a drug-related murder. And he had a plan, and you know what I'm saying? He's like, that's gonna diffuse everything, how he gonna come at it.
A good basketball game, working on my car, going on a drive.
Something that makes me happy is my dog, Mr. Rhodes. We call each other Hollow Notes, and we do just about everything together.
Memories, making memories.
Being surrounded by the people I love is what puts a smile on my face.
Motherfucker got out for him.
Wait. The Mexicans in Chicago tried to kill Nip?
Yeah, news too, because his homie Rampa, the same, I said this on No Jumper too, to Flacco. The same nigga that was with Nip that he got killed, you know, he was with his homie that day in the parking lot, and the nigga that ran away, like took off fast as hell, that was Rampa. But like I was saying, like, I know he got a lot of grief for running away, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like you, Sean Cotton, whoever around you, like Charles White, I know you helping his career. Nigga, if somebody get to blowing at you and that nigga run off on you, the nigga like me gonna look at you like, damn, that's not honorable. Because that man, he your lifeline, and he shot, like, save him, do something, nigga. So, but I'm like, I know he was going through a lot in LA with real niggas on his ass about that and this and that, but I'm like, well, they missed the part where he really did that shit in Chicago. When they pushed Nip on the bus, locked him on the bus, we had drove off because we really was securing them that night. They had one security, they was on the tour. He was on that $100 tape tour shit. And 6 Mexicans with Crenshaw shirts on came behind. Matter of fact, at the concert, Sean, it was fucking 100 Mexicans with colorful Crenshaw shirts on the south side of Chicago. I'm already like, man, what's to this? And we went backstage, Nip like, man, hey, keep y'all head up, because, some shit went on back home. He dead now, so I can say it. It's the 60s or whatever, they had robbed the motherfucking cartel for like 300 keys of heroin. And they know he traveling and this and that, so he was an easy target. They was gonna kill him to hurt the 60s type shit. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's, we found out everything.
Yo, this is a Say Cheese exclusive right here.
Yeah, that's why they was gonna kill Nip, you know what I'm saying? But Nip didn't have nothing to do with that or nothing. Like he was telling me, he's like, I don't got nothing to do with that, but the homies back home, they did some shit. So it's like, the Mexicans was at war with any nigga from around there. They caught you with a white t-shirt on, they was killing you type shit in LA. All types, well that shit, we got a big Mexican presence too in Chicago, Humboldt Park and all that. They monsters too. So I guess they got the kite to go ahead and do them. And they tried to do them because, mind you, they got a nigga like, they got a goofy ass security with him like on some Dewberry shit. Like your boy Charles, the white homie Dewberry, that think he could whoop shit. I swear to God, listen, they had a nigga like that with him from LA. Like, man, all right, I got the gun on me, I'm big as hell, I'm gonna knock a nigga out. Big, slow, dumb ass nigga. I swear to God. So we thinking we pulling off, me and my nigga Shorty 6, we pulling off. We got sticks on us, we pulling off. We got mouse and everything. We just sent shot in the back, me and Shorty, we on the low end, so we chilling. We about to leave. We done got drunk all night. We just stayed backstage for 2 hours. We done did some dumb shit. Because it's like, Nick, go get out. He was having so much fun with us. It's like, he thought, I feel like I'm back in the hood. We was kicking it. He didn't want to leave. His tour bus in the alley back there behind Reggie's on 22nd. So I'm like, damn. So me and Six like, we gotta get, it's time for us to go type shit. Like, nigga, we ain't about to get caught down like this. So we out of there. He get on the tour bus, right? So in our rear view, we see the colorful shirt, Sean, the Crenshaw nigga. We see him. They run into the bus. Throw the car in reverse. Like, what the fuck? Man, by the time I'm in reverse now, I'm about to turn the car to get back to alley. The lights is blind. The lights is on everybody. It's 6 motherfucking Mexicans. Little niggas. They not big and no big goons, but like I say, like a Dewberry ass nigga standing there trying to talk tough to him. Man, the littlest mess, I swear to Jesus Christ, ask Ron Pot this. Get in touch with the nigga Ron Pot so he can verify everything I'm saying about this night. Man, knock this big goofy ass straight out on some Chicago shit. Bah! Little nigga. Pack his ass out. He fall out. Bam, he had on big glasses, and his ice outside. Glasses skeet across the motherfucking ice, and his gun skeet across the ice. The Mexicans, they on the ice, fumbling, trying to get to the gun. Couple of them trying to get to the gun. The other shorty just beating the big ass, the Dewberry nigga, they beating him. They Dewberry in his ass. Beating him. I'm damn. We done hopped out the car, it's icy. We got 230s on us. Imagine this Nipsey tour bus right here. We see Nip, we see Ron Pop push him in the back. Nipsey tour bus had a room on the back of him. He pushed him in the back of the room, closed the door. These motherfuckers climbing on the bus, like getting on the bus driver scared and like, damn. Now Ron Pop like, he on the bus, we looking like what to do? We out there, we trying to line, like, man, Ron Pop just opened the door, jumped off the bus, pack a nigga, bam, still on him. Next Mexican rolled up, wow, stab Ron Pop. We, damn. Then it killed folks. Now I'm like, fuck it, get the boom, 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 boom. We told Nipsey bus up. But I knew he was in the back of the bus. Now the driver, he on the ground somewhere. But mind you, they're climbing on the bus to get to the back to get to him. Man, what, G, we, woo. Found him, get up out of there.
Was it Latin Kings or somebody? Was it
I
like
ain't gonna put that on my king brothers. I don't know. I said Mexicans. I don't know what, they could have been some 2-6s. I don't know what the fuck they were. Chicago got a lot of Latin gangs. It could have been Latin folks. Could have been some SDs. I don't know. I just know they was Latin descent. I don't even know if they was Mexicans. They was Latin descent, and they didn't come to play. And they had on different colors, like blue, purple, red. They had a bunch of colorful shirts on in the winter. And they were t-shirts, folks. So I should have just read, like, man, these niggas on some other shit. I just thought they were some concert goers. But no, they was trying to kill Nip, man. So more to that story, Ron Paul got left behind, had to go to Chicago Cook County Hospital. He was stabbed though, we got him to the hospital. The big security guard got his nose broke, I think. The Dewberry nigga got it. We gonna call him Dewberry. Dewberry got his nose broke and put back on the bus. Nip sent them home because they next stop was St. Louis, I believe. They had to go like next door somewhere. He is just like him and the bus driver on the bus now. Now I'm calling Big Cuz, my Big Cuz, BMF Big Cuz. I'm calling Big Cuz because this is how we know Nip and all these. This is how I know damn near everybody through Big Cuz. That was Big Meech's partner. Y'all got, the niggas need to dig more and deeper to them. You see what I'm saying? BMF Big Cuz, go look them up. So Big Cuz, I call him like, man, y'all need, tell them niggas in LA, they better send somebody with Nip, he by himself. So, they put it together and I think them 60 niggas met him in his next move and made sure everything was smooth because they had a hit on him over their neighborhood, taking some bricks from some cartel niggas.
Crazy.
But yeah, them 60 niggas, like, we let off about 30 shots at their ass. And they was like warning, we wasn't trying to really knock shit down because now if we kill someone on this boy bus, and we him, like we just really just trying to scare them off the bus and keep their ass from grabbing his the Dewberry nigga gun. Cause he capped like he was Dewberry, like he was gonna whoop a nigga and this and that, and got knocked out on the first punch by a little boy. His gun skeeted across the thing. It was horrible, G. They didn't get their hands on his gun. We got his gun back. It was like a life-saving thing, but Nip, that was my man, G. Low-key, him and Mouse got 2 songs that I just keep to myself on some petty shit, and I'll release them whenever before I die, if I want to.
Yeah.
Raising you was no bed of roses.
Are you getting me anything for Mother's Day?
I have worked hard.
I'll make it easy for you.
Go to 1-800-Flowers.com.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
Gorgeous.
Fancy. I feel like royalty.
Thank you.
Yeah, you hit the mark this year. Impress your mom. 1-800-Flowers.com. Super easy to order. So easy.
Your mom is going to be wowed.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Welcome to the day that Dylan Brooks talked trash to the king, and it completely backfired. You guys showed a lot of love on the last LeBron James video, an incredible amount of support, so I firstly just want to say thank you so much for that. This LeBron James video though is more recent. In fact, it's not even a week old, and it breaks down everything that happened in the Dylan Brooks LeBron James saga, and this is the reason why you never talk trash to the king. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. The one thing I would love, if you do enjoy this video by the end of it, if you could hit that like button. All the likes go a long way to supporting the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these types of videos. All video footage, credits and highlights are on the screen right now, so be sure to check them out in their entireties. And this is the day that Dylan Brooks messed up talking trash to the king.
Dylan Brooks had a lot to say about LeBron, and I think he's already regretting some of the things that he has spoken to Mr. James over there on the Los Angeles Lakers.
And some words exchanged with Brooks walking the other way. LeBron James had something to say.
Dylan Brooks embracing the villainous role, saying LeBron is old.
I don't care, he's old.
He said that LeBron James is old and that he won't respect him.
I don't respect anyone until they hang 40 on me.
You know, he's not at the same level as he was when he was on Cleveland, when he won championships, Miami. You know, I wish I got to see that. You know what I mean? It would have been a harder task.
I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
I mean, there's just so many eyes on us now. Anytime something happens on the floor, we got to know what's said. We got to try to get the mics. We got to see what's going on, read the lips and see what's going on.
Bron controls the game. And you're Dylan Brooks, like, you don't get 20 shots a night. You don't get 25 shots a night like Bron does.
He's made this reputation unto himself now.
You better be on with it. Like, you're going to have to stop him on a nightly.
$69 US Special Forces device turns men into beasts. This Marine Corps officer is bringing military technology to the public by inventing a device that emulates 54,000 crunches in 20 minutes and builds an incredible six-pack up to 10 times faster than regular exercise, allowing you to get ripped in just a few weeks without working out or dieting. Here's how the story began a few months ago. Captain James Snipes is a 32-year-old US Special Forces officer and a bioengineer. He had dedicated his life to serving his country and was always on a
daily basis.
Once you pick that role, and you want to be that guy where you're going to be the agitator, you have to live with not winning every matchup.
Being an agitator is like a slippery slope. Like, no bullshit, because like you talking shit to somebody that controls the game.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen so many players like that, you know, play with that high energy, physical, you know, talk a little trash here and there, but really just playing physical, trying to prove themselves, you know, on this stage. You know, there's a lot of players that come through the league and you want to stand out and, you know, become a name in our game.
You know, when you're gonna poke a bear and the bear roars, you have to deal with it. Like this is what it is.
There is nothing wrong with squeezing in a few moments where you bust somebody's living you know what, to remind them just who the hell you are.
Best Secret Life experience. I have a lot of them. I don't want to talk much more. Tomorrow's going to be a great game. I'm not here for I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it. I'm not here for I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it. I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it.
For the first time, Michael, in 10 years, we will have a packed house for a Lakers home playoff game. There's nothing like postseason basketball. There's nothing like it.
This is how fans at Crypto.com Arena greeted him today in warm-ups.
Well, they let him know how they feel immediately. And Dylan Brooks, to his credit, has fully embraced the role of whatever you want to characterize it as. Brooks gets downhill. Little float game is fueled up by Xavier Tillman. Davis has a mismatch. LeBron slams the brakes. Here's LeBron on the slot cut. Got it. They lost it. Goes right to Reed from Q. Has LeBron with him. James lays it home in traffic. Tillman picks up LeBron. The 15-footer is getting the ball. All right, we have a whistle and a foul. Now it's going to go against Dylan Brooks. The contact by Brooks to James is unnecessary and excessive. He's going to shoot a flagrant.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing, smart automations, patching, software deployment, scripting. And the amazing thing is that it does all this while still being easy to use. It's magical. Just this clean, intuitive UI where everything is where it's supposed to be and does what it's meant to do.
Reeves open from three. James with the foul. And back the other way, 3-on-1. LeBron taking flight. Oh, set it with his chest. Timeout, Memphis. Is painting a masterpiece of a fourth quarter. James turns the corner and lays it in. 2 games to 1.
You can't talk all that noise and then play bad.
And then average 11 points.
Yeah, you got to get, you calling people old, and the old man just kicking your ass. Let's be honest about it.
Dylan Brooks missed 8 of his first 9 shots. He went 3 of 13 for the game, but all that mattered was he missed 8 of his first 9, and they were some clankers, man. He wanted it, and he got it.
He got it.
Unfortunately, Saturday evening at tip-off, he got it right between the eyes because it was clear to me that from jump, he crumbled under the pressure he inflicted upon himself going into that game. He wanted it, he got it.
And it's a slippery slope for that reason alone.
I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
How differently will LeBron respond to this compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant?
Crypto.com Arena.
I know everybody in the chat probably like, where is Smack at?
Oh man, here we go, man. Surprise, 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 man. We're in Phoenix, Arizona with the one and only famous Dex. We're back, man, after 6 years.
6 years, brother.
Man, what
amazing years.
For sure. First, I want to say I appreciate you supporting me in the early stages of my career.
Absolutely.
You know, back when artists would say no, or artists would, you know, I didn't have the biggest platform 6 years ago. You was like, I remember in LA, you was like, man, fuck it, let's get it. You were a workhorse.
And I had Rich there.
Yeah, you did, man. You were a workhorse, man. You were doing everything. I remember that day you shot 2 videos, and then you were like, you probably don't remember, it was so long ago, but you was like, man, after this second video, I'm gonna come do it. You came through, shot the interview, then you went to the studio.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I want to thank you for that, bro. You've always been genuine.
Thank you, brother.
Now, What's your mental space like now, man? How are you? Where are you at right now mentally?
Mentally, I'm happy. I'm happy, brother. I haven't been happy in so long. I haven't been happy in so long, brother. Like, I had a bad drug addiction. I let the drugs take over me. I started putting drugs before my family, my career, before the people that really love me. You know what I'm saying? But now I can say it with my chest because I ain't going through it no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But I give all my credit and glory to God, because without him, it wouldn't be this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And mentally, brother, brother to brother, man to man, I'm happy, brother. Like, I'm happy and I'm healthy.
That's what's up, man. What brings you that happiness?
The support system. I met this girl. I've been with her for 5 months, and you know, I couldn't do it alone. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rich. Shout out to God, man. Most importantly, most and foremost, shout out to God. And you know what I'm saying? Just the support system. I got around my girl, and bro, I promise you, you know Cardi's song. I ain't feel like this in a long time, yeah. Just to like this is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just, brother, I had to set boundaries. I didn't have boundaries set in my life. Look how I'm talking now. Look how we talking. Look how we talking. You know what I'm saying? The first interview almost had all of the, look how we talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking big words now, because I ain't going through it no more. Yeah.
There's some things that you may not know about me.
There's stuff I haven't told you too. There are only 2 people on this planet who know we did, and we're taking it to the grave.
You need to get out of my house and get out of New York.
Hands on the table.
So what are you gonna do for this family? I don't want to end up like you. I need every document he has on me.
Yes, you put it that way.
It's you that killed everything good in his family.
Must have been on tongue.
Stop it, kid. Stop it, kid.